Everybody has his own time to shine. If you find anybody who has succeeded in life, check it.
There was some other person he celebrated.
But it should be, find the good in people
and ignore the bad in them.
People who don't see any good thing in others are murderers. We should learn to celebrate good people. There are many of them.
A message I titled, The Half-Sighted Man. I am drawing my text from Mark's Gospel, chapter 8, from verse 22 to 26. This interesting human being was once blind. Having lived in the world of the blind, if he appeared here now, he would describe to us what it means to be blind, not seeing all the good things God has created, but living in absolute darkness. Jesus met this guy and he took him aside, spat on his eyes, touched him, and he told him, look up and tell me what the result is. Do you see? He said, yeah, I can see. But the problem is that I see human beings, they just look like trees moving around. This first touch of the master brought him into the world of half-sighted or bad-sighted people. And you know, people who have bad sight, they don't see things exactly the way people with good sight see things. And having moved a bit further from being blind to seeing in such a hazy way, if he appear here now, he will tell us what it means to be going around with bad sight. Jesus gave him a second touch, and immediately his sight brightened up, and he had a perfect sight. This man can lecture us concerning eyes. He can tell us what it means to be blind. He can tell us what it means to have poor sight. He can also tell us what it means to have good sight. How I wish he went straight to study ophthalmology. He would have been the greatest eye doctor in the world, because he will come into that profession with empathy and compassion. He wouldn't just be working with what the textbook says. He will be handling people from personal experience. This is because he tested all three. As a blind man, he was a danger to himself. He could bump into anything that could kill him. But as a half-sighted man, he was a danger to humanity, because he could just carry his machete into the town and see human beings and begin to cut them down thinking they were trees. Because you treat people according to how you see them. If you cut human beings open, you will discover that the same body parts we have, they are exactly the same as what the animals have. The only difference is in this area of compassion. Naturally, humans have a measure of compassion or feeling towards other people. But some animals just see other animals as meat, and they treat them like food. But we don't treat humans that way, except in those days of cannibalism. Have you watched animal activities in wildlife? There is an aspect I hate. You see a herd of lions going after a buffalo. The one that is behind is cornered. While it is still standing, these lions will begin to eat a whole buffalo raw until they eat him down. And they will feed and feed until I hate to watch it. When it gets to that part, I just turn to another station because it is repugnant to me. When we see people as mere trees, we can't treat them with compassion. All kinds of situations emanate as a result of accidents. I was traveling once to the south, near Lafayette. I saw this heavy truck or lorry that was involved in a very bad accident, tumbled several times, and I saw dead bodies of cows. I saw some badly injured. I felt sorry for them. But once I was returning from Kano in the night, I went to send my friends back who were returning to UK, and we were coming back late at night. I observed leaves littered. And when you see that, you have to slow down. And as we approached, the first thing I saw was a human hand. And that hand wore a long long sleeve. And I knew that the owner of this hand was a perfect gentleman, well dressed. We moved a little bit, I saw a head. Then I saw dead bodies. I saw a badly injured man. I think Dave and I took him and we brought him to, was it Sabenaka or somewhere? To the hospital. When I saw cows, dead, badly cut, I wasn't as moved as when I saw my fellow human beings, their body parts scattered all over. The shock was much, and I nearly fainted. There is no comparison between the value of a human being and the value of an animal. My father was such a man full of compassion. My father would cry about anything. His brother died. My father cried from Port Harcourt to Bibo. Joined the vehicle, cried from there to Omahia. Shamelessly, my father would cry anywhere. Even in the train, people would gather, and he's crying, doing his thing. I never saw my father killing chicken. And if we have to kill a chicken and cook our dinner, we the children will have to kill it because my dad didn't have the heart to do it. I kept on killing chickens. And have you seen a situation where you cut off the head and chicken takes off? Run to this side, run to that, splashing everything, and it looks funny. But at a point in my life, I decided I wouldn't kill chicken again. I like eating chicken anyway. But I would never take a knife, clench my teeth, and begin to put knife on the neck of a chicken. If there is nobody to kill that chicken, then we will stay without eating chicken. That's the vow I made after some time. And if it is like that with killing a chicken, what of killing a cow? I don't know what ceremony was happening, and a cow had to be killed. And I came near. As soon as they brought the knife and just put it, oh my goodness, blood springing, I just had to go off. And if it is like that with cow, how about killing a human being? How can you take a knife, put it to the throat or any part of human being and drive it in? In my hometown, which is a state capital, we have a particular section of our people who major in butchery. The butcher. Kill cows, slaughter, and sell. Everybody fears them because it doesn't take anything for them to slash you with knife. Because they've been cutting animals, seeing blood spilling, until they are so hardened that it wouldn't mean anything. You insult them, they just put a knife on you. Because that is what they are used to. And the more you continue to do some of these things, the more hardened you are. But we aren't created that way. To be heartless. To see blood and not be moved. Gideon went after the enemies of Israel and he conquered them. He captured two men, Zebah and Zalmunna. And he asked them, when you fought so people, what type of people did you kill among them? They described. He said, those people you killed, they are my brothers. Of the same father and mother. And he called his son. His first son. He said, take your sword and slay these two men. That young man stood before those two people and he was shaking. He couldn't lift his knife. Zebah and Zalmunna said, take your sword and kill us by yourself. As a man is, so is his heart. I love that young man. If he were to be around, he would be my friend. But these people who easily kill people, you begin to wonder, are they humans? When we had crisis in Jos, we saw the worst of human beings. Heartlessness. Look at ISIS. These terrorists. They get young men, young boys. From the age of 10, they begin to teach these boys how to behave people. What are they doing? They want to get them hardened. And when you start cutting people's throat at 10, before you get to 15, you are a demon. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, where fighting went on and on and on, the government and rebels, little boys were taught how to be brutal. Some even went as far as they would train them, harden them, and they send them to go kill their own parents. And without a blink of the eye, they kill their own parents. What of rapists? I watch crime and investigation a lot when I have the time. I've seen some men who are sexually aroused just by seeing blood. They grab a young girl passing, drag her to the bush, stab her severally. As blood is gushing and springing, they choke. And while she is dying, they zip down and begin to abuse her sexually. And I said, my God, what is this? Romance comes out of tender feeling. How is this one coming out of violence? And that is what arouses you. John the Revelator was in heaven. An announcement was made. Who is able to take this book or scroll, to remove this seal, and to read what is therein? And there was silence in heaven. And John was struck that the entire humanity was doomed. Nobody was found who could read that book. And reading that book wasn't just reading book. Somebody to die for us. John started to weep until an angel touched him and said, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Root of David, has taken it, unsealed it, and he has read it. Why was John crying? No man to save man. Jesus came here to suffer and to die for us out of compassion. Because nobody was found, nobody could do it. And he decided, the sins of humanity committed against my Father, and no blood is clean enough to wipe the sins of man away. I will go and I will shed my blood. It wasn't easy. At the dying minute, he was praying to his Father, let this cup pass over me. Not my will, but your will. Christ's ministry stemmed out of nothing but compassion. Matthew 9:36. He had compassion on them because the multitude looked weary and scattered like sheep without shepherd. Tell your brother, compassion. The difference between the Good Samaritan on one side and the Levite and the priest on the other side was nothing but compassion. The Levite and the priest, they saw this man beaten, robbed, wounded, bleeding because of what armed robbers did to him. The priest was in a hurry to go to preach. The Levite was in a hurry to go to set things in order in the church. And they saw this man lying, and they moved to the other side, and they went their way. But the Good Samaritan saw this man wallowing in his blood, and it sank into him that this is a human being like me. He deserves my help. He believed the survival of this man is based on what I would do for him, or his death or demise will depend on my attitude towards him. And that is taking responsibility as a human being. Often we human beings don't like responsibility. Is it my fault? Am I the one that killed him? And you pass. But this man took responsibility, and that's what we owe to our fellow human. He had compassion on him, and he stopped. And he looked at him, but he did not stop there. Compassion produces positive action. Hallelujah. And immediately he swung into action. The first question he must have asked himself was, am I able to help this man and to save his life? And I think the answer was yes. So he may have asked another question. is it good to do good or to do evil? And the answer was, it's good to do good. God is happy when we cause good things to happen. Hallelujah. He saw him in pain. He saw him bleeding. And he knew that it wasn't right. No human being should be like this. This is not what God had in mind when he created man and said multiply. He created us so that you help me and I help you. Even if you don't know me. My wife was schooling in Zaria, ABU. And I was traveling to Zaria. I think I was driving alone. I had just gone past the fuel dump, NNPC. It had rained a little bit. I was descending a hill. I don't know what happened. My vehicle started turning. Turn, face just, turn, face that. 3 good times. Then slid into the bush with reverse. I was so helpless. I just stepped out. It was still drizzling. The first vehicle stopped, Alhaji. Another one stopped. Another one stopped. More of the people that stopped were Alhajis. And these people, under the rain, they started pushing my car. And I was in driving until it came out. Yakuri, Yakuri. I thanked them and they left. And I started asking myself, so there is still goodness in human beings. So human beings are still human beings. None of them asked me, what is your religion? But they helped me. Give the Lord a clap offering. You know, when evil or crisis comes, we tend to make ourselves believe that everybody on the other side is evil. It's not true. It is not true. There are compassionate Muslims. There are good-hearted Hindus. There are many wicked Christians. And there are good Christians. Wherever you go, you find good and evil. That is the truth. Compassion moved the Good Samaritan. He stopped. He lifted this man. And I could see him rubbing off blood on his good clothes. He put him on his donkey. And as he was riding, he held him and moved him on the donkey until he got to an inn. He called the people that helped him, brought him down. They took him in. He gave first aid first. He used wine, which is spirit, and dressed the wound first. Took him there, admitted him, paid some deposit, and he said, look, I want this man to be alive. Treat him, compile your bill. By the time I come back, I'll pay the balance. Shout hallelujah. Hallelujah. And it was our master that told this story. Just showing us what God had in mind when creating human beings. The Good Samaritan put himself into the shoes of this man. He must have asked himself, if I were the one beaten, battered, cut into pieces by armed robbers, wouldn't I need help? And he knew he himself would have appreciated help. Jesus said, do to others as you will want them do to you. Therefore, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, in all your gettings, get compassion. Get compassion. Sometimes I wonder, what will a woman do that the husband will go to court and be revealing all her evils? She did this, she did that, she did the other one. Therefore, your honor, I don't want to marry her again. What will my wife do to me? That I will tell the woman I married when she was only 20 years and 4 days and has lived with me for 41 years now. We clocked 41 this 17th of April. That day she was so busy and I was so busy. She got up in the morning, went her way. I was doing my own thing. Was it in the night that she said, today is our anniversary? I started laughing. This life. But what will she do to me after 41 years that I will kick her out? What type of money will I get for which I should kick her out and look for a sweet 16?
We hope this message has inspired you. Thank you for watching. To order for this message, please call 080-3641-2443. God bless you.